if you look at the current operating structure for airlines in India, the Tata Group currently has 4 different airlines which they participate in. Vistara is one of them. We are a joint venture between Tata's and Singapore Airlines. And then there's Air India, which has been recently privatized and acquired by the Tatas. There's Air India Express, which is a subsidiary. And then Air India Express Connect, which was also a joint venture from the Tatas. So it is 4 different entities, and the merger or the consolidation effectively will result in 2, one full service and one low cost entity. Vistara, which is a full service airline, will merge into Air India. And I think the positives and the upsides definitely are many for Vistara and for the organization and for the employees, because I'm sure you're aware of the order book that Air India currently has. An order of about 470 aircraft has been placed, and there's definitely a merger for growth. There's going to be more opportunities. Immediately we are able to scale up quite significantly, and in the airline business, scale is of very, it's of utmost importance. So I think it's the right move in terms of getting, as has been publicly said, we want to get to about 30% market share among all the airlines in the group. So, and of course, the shareholders remain the same, Tata and Singapore Airlines. So we're looking forward to the merger.
What does the integration mean for staff, for assets and fleet, and how long do you think the integration and the merger will take to complete?
So as I said, from a staff perspective and from the employees' perspective, there are great opportunities for further career growth, because obviously it's a growth story.
There are no layoffs involved.
So it's not a merger for cost control. It's a merger for growth. So obviously the opportunities do exist for everyone. From a crew perspective, and I would say 70 to 80% of any airline, including ours, are operating crew and people who are dependent on the number of aircraft, whether it's pilots, cabin crew, engineers, and so on. And of course, that means that we still have these 70 aircraft which Vistara has. So that's kind of a lift and shift, and they will still continue to be needed in the bigger entity. From an assets perspective, I think the aircraft that we have on order will transition into Air India. And in terms of timelines, I think there are a couple of things that we need to look at. One is, of course, all the approvals. And from the approvals perspective, we have the competition approvals. We had it already earlier this year. We now have the approval from the NCLT, which is the so-called Registrar of Companies equivalent. But there are still a little bit, some more approvals needed in terms of FDI and, of course, with our primary regulator, which is the DGCA and the Ministry of Civil Aviation.
So but just to be clear, Vinod, the existing staff, all the existing staff of the workforce at Vistara will be absorbed into the combined entity.
Yeah, the intention definitely is to provide opportunities for everyone, and that's something that we are definitely working towards. Because, as I said, you need more and not less in terms of the scale that we're looking at. And therefore, the timelines that we are now looking at is towards the end of the year. That's the rough timeline that we're working towards.